Welcome. This is our first webinar of the year, but actually this is our fourth webinar. So today we are going to talk about how to acquire language students online. For the ones who are joining us for the first time, I am Nicole Carvelli, Edugo IBD Executive, and here with me there is Giuseppe Tomasello, who is the company's CEO and founder.
Hello, everyone. It's a great pleasure to be here today. I'm sure that the topic of today's webinar is a really hot topic, and I will do my best to try to deliver to you a lot of value and really insightful tips on how to acquire students online.
Yes, so before start and dive deep into the topic, let us know, guys, where are you following us from? So just leave the message in the chat box. I'm currently speaking from Milan in Italy, while Giuseppe is in China, in Shanghai.
Right, so right now I'm lucky enough to be in Shanghai, where the COVID-19 situation is kind of like really well taken care of. I know situation around the world is really critical right now in many countries. Actually, I know the situation is dangerous. So I really hope that you and all your families are safe. So I'm really curious to know where you guys actually are connecting from. So I can see a lot of people dropping messages in the chat, which is great. So I see people from all over the world. So I see a lot of Spain, Uzbekistan, London, Italy, Denmark, UK, Ireland, Jordan, Istanbul, Cairo. Wow. Okay. Philadelphia, Malta, USA, India, Netherlands, UK, Turin. Okay. So you're really like all over the world, Canada, Argentina, UK. Wow. That's amazing. So I'm really grateful that we have the opportunity actually to connect with all of you around the world. And actually it's really interesting that this topic is really it's a global topic. So today it's not only like from one side of the world is interested in this, but it's actually really truly global.
Exactly. In fact, today we want to talk about this topic, how to acquire new language students online, because we have seen that there are a lot of schools all around the world that are facing this challenge on how to increase their student base. That's because the environment of online language learning has definitely changed because exactly there was this shift to online learning. So today exactly we are gonna talk about, let me just go to the right slide. Sorry, guys. So what we need to do right now is we are going to talk about the changes in the language education environment. So thank you, Giuseppe. The funnels to acquire language students online, as well as the best marketing strategies to improve your student base that we are currently using and testing with our clients. And at the end, we are going to challenge you. We want to challenge you with a 30 days challenge in which we ask you to acquire fully online 10 new students. What you win, if you win the challenge and accomplish all the tasks of this 1 month challenge, is something that we are going to tell you at the end of the webinar, because now it's time to dive deep in the topic. So I will give the floor to Giuseppe and enjoy your webinar.
Thank you so much, Nicole, for your kind introduction. And actually, I will jump in talking about some of the transformation happening right now in the world. So as we speak, there are 91.3% of the world student population that has been affected by COVID-19. So in absolute number, we're talking about 1.5 billion students. And this is really unprecedented before in the history of humanity. We never had such a huge transformation in what the student experience, the change in the student learning experience. And actually what's happening is there is a shift that is going to go from offline learning to remote learning. So it means that because of COVID-19, actually the schools are closed. Right now, actually students cannot go in a classroom. Therefore, they actually shifted their synchronous part. So it means like the live class, they now are performing it using video conferencing tools, such as Zoom or Skype or Microsoft Teams. And actually, this transformation is called from offline learning to remote learning. Remote learning means that just the synchronous part of the class is now performed using these online tools. But what we're seeing already happening, there are many of those schools, especially the most innovative schools, the most forward-thinking schools, already start to adopt a new strategy that is called online learning. So what is the difference between online learning and remote learning? From those of you who still is not clear, actually online learning means that both the synchronous and asynchronous part of the class is now actually changing to using technology, especially like online technology. And this actually means that all the pedagogical part of the class has to be rethinked using those kind of tools. And actually there are a lot of opportunities, because once you actually change the way that you perform those classes to online tools, there are a lot of value that can be unlocked for students. And so today, actually, we're going to talk about a specific topic, which is actually how this new setting, right? How online learning is changing the kind of business environment for schools. And so we have actually different kind of dimension that we analyze. So the first one is a change in the competitive landscape. What it means is now you're not performing anymore in a physical location, but right now actually you're performing online, which means actually there are not any more boundaries, right? So before actually your competition was maybe your school, right now actually your competition becomes global, which actually means is an opportunity for you to acquire students all over the world, but it's also a tougher competition, right? So it's kind of like the competitive landscape is changing, and also like it's becoming more fierce. So like the schools that will have the best technology are going to be the ones that are going to succeed in this new competitive environment. The second change is more about the pedagogical part, and is about the teaching tools that are used. Teaching tools are used, of course, are any longer like simple PowerPoints or simple PDF that you actually use during remote learning, right? Right now, actually on Zoom, you're sharing your PPTs, but actually, like when you move to online, actually you need to use other tools. And today we're going to share with you some of those tools that we built, actually that will improve a lot the pedagogical experience. Moreover, we have a change in the business model. So we observed some of the schools, to do some example, their business model is based on top of like people traveling, right? For example, if you have a school here in Shanghai, and your business model will be a European student doing like a summer, summer course, so they are traveling to China, and therefore like your business model is like people like are going to travel. Of course, right now people cannot travel, so the business model has to change. And so we are observing all those changes in this environment. And so how actually schools are coping with this change. And actually we observe by doing research into this market, by analyzing also our customers, that schools are not well equipped to compete in this new landscape. And the reason is because actually schools have been building up their own like expertise around another kind of landscape, and now they need to quickly shift to a new kind of landscape. What we're going to discuss today is actually the tools that we can provide to you in order to successfully do this transition. So in order to analyze a little bit what is the current technology stack that schools use, actually in general, we analyze that there are those three kinds of like technology stack, which means is a WordPress website, is a Zoom or other video conferencing tool, and is like a Google Calendar or other scheduling system. And usually we observe that schools use this kind of technology stack. Obviously, there are variations of this. I'm not saying that they need to use exactly those technology stack, but more or less they're like this kind of tools. The problem of using this kind of tools, Nicole, maybe you can mute your audio because I hear some noise.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Okay, no, okay, sorry for interruption. Just to make clean sound. Okay, okay, so like there are those kind of technology tools, And but the problem of using those tools is the fact that there is no data collection. So it's really difficult to collect data because the data is all over the place, right? So you don't have like aggregated data about what is the student behavior. And as we will see soon, actually having data is the most critical element of having a successful online marketing strategy. If you don't have data, you're not going to have informed decisions, so you don't know where to allocate your resources because you don't know what's going on. But if you have data, actually, as we...
Oh, I think that we have a little problem of connection. So guys, if you still are with us, I'm gonna keep going just a little bit while waiting for Giuseppe to come in and jump again. So please let me know if you're still following us, and in case you're having problem, just refresh the page and automatically we'll jump back on this page. So as Giuseppe was saying, like it's important to have this data collection. This is something very important to understand the student behavior. So I think now Giuseppe is here again as well. Okay, so Giuseppe, you can keep going. I was following you.
Yes, so sorry about that. It was a cut in the connection. So I'm saying like the having all these solution all over the place actually is make also the user experience really complicated. Moreover, actually the school management is really complex because you need to manage those all over the place. So this is what we observe with the existing schools, language schools operating in this new environment online. And so actually what we're going to show today is actually how do you create a funnel to acquire new customers online. And so the solution we're going to show you today is actually a solution that is built exactly having in mind that we need to create a really easy experience, and that this experience has to be, the aim of this experience is to convert those customers into paying customers, and then to stay as long as possible inside our platform. So in order to actually explain better how our system actually works, I would like to introduce this concept for those of you who are not familiar with of a marketing funnel. So a funnel basically is basically a representation of what is the user journey of your customers. It goes from actually just knowing about your school till when it becomes a customer of your school, till when it actually stays in your school for a long time, and then actually invite friends to join, which is a referral stage. So what we do usually, we break down the different parts of the journey into those 6 steps, which is awareness, means the student doesn't know about your school, but with awareness, it will know about the school. Then there is acquisition stage. That means, for example, you get the email of the student. Activation means you start experiencing some value, maybe do a trial lesson. Revenue means when he buys a package from your school. Retention means he buys again another package because it keeps studying in your school. Referral means invites his friend to join. So right now, actually, we're going to go. We're going to show you some of those funnels, right? Because in Edugo we built some of those funnels, and we are going to show you one of those funnels, which is actually we call the Find a Teacher funnel. And in order to show you the funnel, I will kindly ask Nicole to share a screen so we can actually see a real example of one of those funnels, and then we will analyze this funnel and we actually get some insights. Okay, so as you can see here, this is one of our customer, is called Hutong School. Hutong School is actually a Mandarin school, which is based in China, but also has schools all over the world. And as you can see, this website is completely customized for Hutong School. So it has all the, the branding, so all the colors, everything is customized. So at the beginning, you can see the title with a call to action, which is Find a Teacher, which we'll go back in a second. And then if you scroll down, you can see, for example, all the teachers of Hutong School. So these are the teachers that they have in the school. Scroll down, those are the packages that they offer. So the amount of lessons. So one lesson is 30 minutes, and these are the different packages with the price. You can see some of the courses that they publish inside the platform. So you can also create content inside the platform. Moreover, if you scroll down, you can see also some customized links. For example, the intensive Chinese program, internship in China, and other kind of like customization that are needed in order to make the student really feeling the branding of the school. As you can see here, Wudong School has 14 schools worldwide. Okay, so this is actually like the landing page. So imagine like a student coming from Facebook ad or a Google search ad, or maybe some organic traffic from LinkedIn, you name it. Actually, there are different ways that you can actually link this landing page to your kind of traffic source. But the idea is that the student arrives in this landing page, and then the call to action is to find a teacher, right? So what we do is actually build this button, find a teacher. So here the student clicks on find a teacher, and we'll find a list of all the teachers available, right? So you can book a lesson with the teacher. What we can do as well is actually filtering the time, so the student can actually find the teacher that fits his schedule. So here we'll have the filters teachers, and then the student can actually go and in some profiles, visit a profile of a teacher. For example, Nicole just clicked on Chichi Miao, and you can see a little description as some basic information. For example, how many ratings the teacher has, how many lessons have performed. And also if you scroll down, the teacher is also able to create some courses. For example, it's interesting, she created a course about pickup lines. So Nicole, you can click on this course, and yeah, so like the teacher created some material already. As we will see, actually, the Edugo has also a content publishing platform. The teacher can create material, and so it's kind of like showing the personality of the teacher, right? Because the student will find the teacher that fits the best his personality. As you go back, then we try to book a lesson with this teacher, right? As we try to book a lesson, since the student is coming from the internet, he still has to create an account. And actually, we make it really easy to create an account, inserting the email. And when the student put the email, we are actually switching from the funnel from awareness to actually what we call acquisition. So, and this is really important because now we acquire the information of the student. Now we have the email. Now we know that this student is interested in Chichi Miao. Now we know that this student is willing to book a lesson. And even if the student now, for example, I don't know, close the platform, we still have this information and we can retarget the students sending emails afterwards, which is really important. So now the student goes from awareness to acquisition. And now our main goal is to convert to the next stage, which is basically from acquisition to activation. Activation means that the student is going to go a trial class with the teacher. So as you can see, actually, we can press the book session. Here we can have a calendar with the teacher availability, and really easily you can select a time slot and actually submit. And now the student actually booked the class, booked the session with the teacher, and now they're going to perform a lesson also inside the platform. And this is really important because everything is integrated in the same platform. As you can see, actually now the student has his own dashboard. You can see actually the upcoming lesson with Chichi Miao will be the 20th of January, and also can have on the sidebar, we have also the chat, which is with the red dot, which means that now you can communicate with the teacher, so you can have like a conversation, maybe to, I don't know, ask some material before the class, other things. And yeah, so these are a little bit the dashboard. Obviously, today we don't have the time to go through all the different features inside the dashboard, but the video call happens inside the platform, and also we use artificial intelligence to generate automatically review lesson after the class is over. And I will ask Nicole to link actually the recording of our webinar, because we already done a webinar talking about how our like AI technology works in video call. So if you're interested in that, I would suggest you to go watch the webinar. But today, actually, we don't have time to dig too much inside those specific technologies, because we need to show you those kind of marketing funnels. Right, so I will go back actually into the presentation, and let's analyze a little bit what happened inside this funnel. So what we have actually, we had at the first stage, we can have some Google or Facebook ads. some direct traffic going on a landing page, and then a find a teacher button, and then we go to a sign up, where we shift from awareness to acquisition, and then book a lesson, which is basically both about the activation. So once the book, then they will do a video call, and then there is a revenue. All can happen in the same platform. Also, the payment can be processed in the platform. We will show you briefly about that. So let's go to another funnel, because actually the idea of today is not that we show just one funnel. We want to show to you that actually with our platform, you can create different kind of funnels, and you can actually do some experiments, because the key of acquiring students online today is to create a really easy, a smooth experience. And the second is actually to do some testing. So you need to actually have different kind of experiments. You have to become, do experiments all the time, do different variation, and really understand what actually converts the best. So which of these experiments will have the best conversion in your funnel, right? So the second kind of funnel we built, we call find a course. So instead of going and finding a teacher, our platform also offers the opportunity to actually sell content, right? So I will ask kindly Nicole to share again the screen.
Yes. Okay. Can you see the screen right now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so actually here we are not in Wutong School anymore, but we are actually in Edugo AI Chinese platform. So as you can see, actually it looks different because we have other kind of branding, right? Like the colors, logo, and also if you, Nicole, if you scroll down, yes, you can see all the features are different. Also, if you scroll down, the content is different, the pricing is different, and so on and so forth. Also, the length of the class. You can see here one lesson is 15 minutes, in Wutong was the 30 minutes. So you can really customize the platform according to the specific kind of parameters that you want for your school. And as you see here, actually, the call to action is any longer find a teacher, but now is take a placement test, which is interesting because what our platform also offer is like a placement test for your students, right? So here, for example, you can take your placement test. In this case, is a Mandarin language learning platform. I want to be really clear that our platform actually can be used for many languages. So in our website, we specify all the languages supported. And here, actually, you can see there are different kind of interactive exercises. And so you have videos, you have fill in the blank, you have word quiz, you have audio, and so on and so forth. So the kind of exercise can be customized. So Nicole is skipping really quickly because obviously we don't want to bore you for doing a placement test. But this is actually for a student will be really valuable, especially students interested in learning languages. At the end, you will find actually your grade. So Chinese level 2, and then you can actually find some courses that are, fit the level of the student. For example, this page can be obviously customized for your school, and here you can find all the courses of your school. So we have basically a content publishing system inside our platform. I don't want to go too deep in explaining how our content publishing system works, because we already done a webinar talking really deeply about the content publishing system, using artificial intelligence to convert any kind of linguistic content into gamified exercises and then packaging in courses that you can sell online. So I will ask to Nicole to share the link in the chat room. So if you're interested in watching the recording of that webinar, actually you can go really deep in understanding how the content publishing system works. Today, we just seen from the student perspective, actually, what is the result. For example, this course is a speaking course about daily tasks in Chinese that fits with the level of the student of the test, obviously. And here we can see the first lesson is actually open. The other lessons are blocked, which means that you need to pay $1 in order to unlock the other lessons, right? And we can go inside one lesson just to see briefly what we're talking about. And we can see this is actually the content of the lesson with the gamified exercises. So we have, for example, the speaking exercise, you have listening, and variation of different kind of exercises that can be customized for your school. Okay, so the student, so these are really important actually, that the student can start experiencing value inside your platform really quickly. So as soon as arriving your landing page, can do a placement test and then can find a course, find interesting, and then can click the buy button and then purchase the course inside the platform, right? Okay, so let's actually go back to our presentation and analyze a little bit what we're seeing right now. So we can see that this funnel right now, we call it find a course funnel. And so we have from advertisement, which is awareness, landing page, awareness, placement test. And then right after the placement test, you can do sign up. And then you have suggested courses, and then you're going to roll in a course. And finally, when you're rolling a course, actually you're doing the revenue because you purchased the course. So we are really smoothly moved the student from awareness stage to basically become a customer of your school. And this is actually really important, that we make this really smooth transition. Obviously, once students actually purchase one course inside your platform, they'll become your customer, right? And then you have the opportunity to upsell other things. For example, one strategy we saw over and over is that actually the school managers will attract students using content, and then once the student actually builds up kind of trust with the school, then upsell the one-on-one language classes with the teacher, right? So these are kind of strategies that you can have, and the idea is that you can be really creative in creating those funnels. So we're just giving you some examples. Another example, I just come up here with some experiments for you guys to have some ideas, is that you can decide, for example, to advertise directly like a course page. Instead of advertisement your landing page, you can advertise a course page. For example, you can create a Spanish business course, so to learn Spanish, and target on Facebook people that are interested in learning Spanish for business, and just jump directly in the course page, right? So that can be another experiment. So what is the key principle is that you guys need to do some experiments, right? So we will give you the platform, but then it's up to you to actually come up with the best way that works the best with your target customers. Another example can be you have the placement test that is customized with your school. You can actually create a Facebook group and then invite students to do the placement test and share the result. So you create kind of a community, right? So there are a lot of techniques that you can use, right? So you can use also with social media on Instagram and directly go in some course page. You can take some videos and share it on Instagram and then connect to our course page and so on and so forth. So what is the key principle I would like to emphasize today is that you need to be data-driven, right? I cannot stress enough, actually being data-driven is what will make your school successful, because you are going to do different experiments, you get the data, and then you can iterate on top of this data. And so this can work actually to observe the student behavior. You can also, for example, use the emails to target the students that are doing some behavior and to help them to convert to the next stage of the funnel, and also to create some specific marketing campaigns. So I will ask Nicole kindly to share again the screen so we can share with you actually what is the school manager dashboard. And this is actually where you have all the data and information of what's going on inside the platform. And this actually is taken from our B2C Learning Chinese platform. So you can see here we have like the amount of students. We have 15,000 students inside our platform, 200 teachers. And you can have actually some information about, what's going on in terms of like many courses there are in the platform, how many live lessons have been performed, how many revenues you make this week, and so on and so forth. So those are kind of like overview of what's going on inside the platform. And so this is really useful to have like a kind of like feeling of what's like, how is your school is performing. But if you go, for example, in the user tab, you can actually go and see what are all the users coming in your platform, right? For example, you're the student, you have a kind of a like CRM, right? Like of all the students that actually register in your platform. You can also like search for students. So I think Nicole is searching for me right now. Okay, cool. And you can see actually like the account of the student, how many minutes he spent, how many minutes he still have in his account, how much money he spent in the platform. So this is actually really useful to have a deeper understanding of what's going on inside the platform. You can also go in the payment part to see all the transaction happening inside the platform every day, and so on and so forth. So this is actually really good for having like all in one place. All the data information makes you really easy to manage. Moreover, you can also see all the lessons and calendar, all the lessons actually that are upcoming in the platform, right? Because as we mentioned before, one of the problems is actually managing this mess, because all the information are scattered all over the place. Here we actually aggregate all the information, so you can see in the calendar like the lessons that are upcoming. You can see, for example, if you click in one of those lessons, you can see also for the lessons already from the past, you can also see, for example, the content of the lesson, right? So you have the recording, you have all the linguistic content that's been generated, you have all the information about the class. So it's really like easy to have a really clear understanding of what's going on inside the platform, and also watch the video. Obviously, we don't want to play the video because it's for privacy issues. Yeah, but you can have all the information about the booking. So this actually makes really easy to manage all the platform. Yeah, so I will jump on the presentation back. So thank you so much. First of all, I am really grateful you guys stay with us till this point. I know like there is a lot of information we covered today, but I'm really grateful that you guys stayed. And at the end, actually, we're going to open up for questions, answers, so for Q&A. So if you guys have any kind of questions at the end, we'll be really happy to answer to your questions. So let's go to what are the benefits of having a system like this. First of all, is like help you to acquire new students, new customers online. The second is that you can scale. For example, as you saw in our platform, Edugo B2C, we have 15,000 users, and this can go up to also 1 million users. Really, like we don't have any limits in terms of amount of students that the platform supports. So it's really easy, like to scale online, and actually you can scale and you can manage also scale, which is something that is impossible using other kind of platform like Google Calendar with Zoom. It's going to be really tough actually manage to scale a platform like that. But we build all the tools that are able to make you scale. Also improve your return on investment. You can sell, for example, courses that actually have a much lower cost than then selling like time of teachers. So also that is helping you to improve return on investment. As we mentioned at the beginning, and thank you guys for being here till the end of the webinar, actually we would like to launch what we call the Language School Acceleration Challenge. Because we want to challenge you to actually build your business online, and we know that the best way to challenge you is actually to create a structured program. This is a program that you need to follow step by step. We created a really detailed program that you can follow. We have a specific to-do list in 4 weeks. Each week you have some middle objective you need to accomplish with a specific to-do list, with a community that will support you, and with a specialist, growth specialist, expert of digital marketing, expert of online education that will follow your school to go through all these steps and move to Edugo platform and start acquiring students online. That's the program we are launching. We are really excited about that because we spent a lot of years, many years actually getting information about how to grow language learning products online, and we package all this knowledge into a structured program. We built the best technology in the world specific for language schools, and now we have a really world-class program that you can enroll. You will have a specialist will follow you. I will personally follow you. Nicole will follow you in all these, during this month. But also after the month, of course, we're always here to partner with you. And we will make you acquire 10 students, at least 10 students in the first 30 days, which means that you'll deploy your school online, you put your teacher, you put your content, and then you start running some ads or some organic traffic, and you will acquire paying customers. So that's the aim of the acceleration. challenge, and we are launching it today. So what we want to do to give to you, actually Nicola mentioned before, is that we will offer, in case you manage to complete the month challenge, we offer you 50% discount on 1 year subscription of Edugo AI platform. So it's like a huge discount, and this is going to be limited just for the first schools that actually join this challenge. And maybe, Nicola, we can jump on the website of the challenge. So
I'm gonna show you right now. So can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So we are inside our website, and this is the dedicated page of the Language School Acceleration Challenge, where here you will find all the explanation on what exactly it is, as well as the details about each week of the challenge. Right. So here you have a week 1 with the specific goal of the week, as well as a specific user guide to accomplish all the tasks, a to-do list, and you will always have our support. So it's full of this program. We will give you mentorship as well as full support from our side.
Yes, so to just explain a little bit how the program works is like the week 1, you're going to be able to move your teacher and student in our platform and start doing like the video calls and doing online lessons using amazing AI software. The link is there as well. Like if you go in this website, we share with you the link. You can watch actually the videos on how this AI software works. Today, for a time limit, we cannot explain to you in details how it works, but there are all the material, the videos. We're looking forward to you actually test this video call system. It's really unique, really specific for language schools. And in week 1, you will be able to invite teachers, invite students, do all the scheduling that we showed before, and then start actually doing video calls in our platform. And that's the objective for week 1. Week 2 is actually you can start publishing content. So you have all the content in your school. You have maybe textbook, PDF, PowerPoint, you have videos, you have all the kind of multimedia content you have. You can move it in the platform. You can package it in as a course if you want, and then you can put a price tag. So you can start, creating your material online and start actually like putting price tag and start to monetize on top of that. The week 3 actually is when we start having the traffic. We start pushing traffic inside the platform, which means that we start actually running Facebook ads, Google ads, organic traffic. Here we're going to give you exactly all the strategies how to run a Facebook ads, Google ads. Our platform is already integrated with those tools. So it's going to be really easy for you to start running Facebook ads, Google ads. We give you advice on how to run those ads. And also, we're going to give you data on how you're performing your ads. We're going to explain to you how those ads actually perform. And the week 4 is actually the week that you start doing experiments. So now you have your infrastructure in place. So now you have traffic coming to your website. Now you have your teachers in your website. Now you have your content in your website. Now you want to start doing experiments. So we're going to actually help you out to run different kind of experiments, to push traffic in different parts of the platform, and then to see what is the conversion. And at the end of the month, if you follow all the steps and you follow our advice, you will be able to acquire the first 10 customers online. And after the 1 month is finished, you already have this machine, right? Like you build a machine, now you actually start gaining speed, and then you need to accelerate. So at that point, actually, is going to be a really long journey, because now you start doing a lot of experiments, start to understand what is the best channels for you, and also start building your branding online as an innovative school. And that's actually what will give you a competitive edge into the market. Because right now with this tool, it's kind of like you can go and acquire customers all over the world. You don't have any more boundaries, right? So you will successfully transition from being a remote learning, doing Zoom video calls, to be a fully online learning school and start competing all over the world and start getting customers all over the world. And that's what that's our objective for you. And that's why we built our platform, to make you successfully grow online. So Thank you so much for being with us till now. It's amazing, actually. I can see still there are 165 people online, which is amazing. And I can see now, actually, yeah, okay. So the challenge, sorry, about the price of the challenge is $399 US, which includes actually the access to the platform and access to weekly mentorship with a growth specialist. And the platform can support a limited amount of students and teachers. So these are really like can scale really big. And that's actually like the challenge price. And so what we would like to do now, actually open up for Q&A. Hopefully we have a lot of questions.
Oh, yeah, there are a lot of questions already.
There are a lot of questions, so I will try to go through those questions. Okay, so Pat Johnston asking, what's your yearly subscription? Thank you for this question, Pat. Actually, we have different plans. Maybe, Nicole, do you have something prepared with the yearly subscription? So
yeah, like okay. I'm gonna take it, but I think that we can also send like the pricing also to via email to all the attendees, so that they can have a clear idea of all the packages and different level of customization.
Okay, but just to give you like an answer to the question, right? So the price, it depends what kind of package you want to purchase. Usually goes from actually $199 per month till we do enterprise, which means like we can build a customized solution for your school. We can also develop a mobile app for your school, which is your branding and can be deployed in the App Store, Google Play Store. And after that one, we're talking about like $10,000. So we have this kind of huge range, right? Like from $200 to $10,000, even more, depending on the kind of customization you want, that you need for your school. But that's a kind of like pricing. Obviously, the basic package doesn't offer all the features in the platform. So usually we divide the content publishing system, or like a learning management system, and the video call system. So the basic package just offer you the content, the learning management system. So you're able to create content, but you're not able to do the video calls, because that's the premium kind of package. That one will cost, depending again on some parameters. We will share with you all the details in an email with the detailed pricing. But yeah, so that's a little bit the price range. So, yeah, so I can see people asking for pricing. Okay, Pincy Tao is asking, is this platform only for schools or can be used also for individuals? Okay, right now the platform is for schools because we offer this kind of like full integrated platform to manage the school. We have plans to build something that is more tailored for individual teachers, but it will take some time. So it will come at some point, but it's not something that we are doing right now. So right now, usually we consider our school, maybe you have, even if you have like 1 or 2 teachers already that you can actually leverage on the technology, and hopefully you are able to grow so you can hire more teachers in your school. So that can be actually a good opportunity for you to create your own school online. There's a huge chance, like huge market opportunity right now. So if you're able to actually go into the market with that innovative technology like the one we offer, I think that's a great opportunity now to really build a business. Okay. So you have Sylvia Dubinsky is asking, will that work for group classes? The answer is absolutely yes. So this actually, the feature is going to be in the next week. We are actually having the beta version of the class feature. Then we're going to test it. We're going to test, but it's going to be available actually in 2-3 weeks. The beta version, and then obviously we need to do some iteration, but yeah, so the group classes can also work. Okay, so Ray Tombo is asking, where do we sign up for the challenge? Please, let's share again actually the link of the challenge into the chat. Let's drop the link so you guys can actually sign up. You were really looking forward to see you into the challenge. We're really excited about that. We really invested a lot of time many years of experience, many years of building this kind of technology. We all put it in one package. We really structure it in order to make you go from remote to online. So we actually want to bridge this transformation, and we're going to offer you mentorship. So it's a really acceleration. It's an acceleration program. We want to put your school up to speed and to go online really fast. That's the main objective of the challenge. So we challenge you guys to participate, because that's I think is a really good opportunity, and this market is changing really fast, and there is a window of opportunity right now. It's going to close really soon. So it's better you guys speed up and start accelerating your school. Okay, so let me see other questions. Okay, so we have, are all your lessons recorded? Yeah, so actually, thank you for the question. All the lessons can be recorded, and actually the reason why we record the lessons is because we process using artificial intelligence, and we give personalized exercises to each student after the class. So it's not only like the student can watch the recording, but the student can do like all these gamified exercises we show you, after the class is over. And these actually, I will suggest to you to go and watch our webinar when we talk about actually the video call system with the personalized review, and we will explain really in detail that. Okay, so another question is, would be interesting to know what CTR is. So the CTR actually is the click-through rate, for the one who don't know about these marketing terms. The click-through rate means actually how many people actually go to the next stage of the funnel, right? Usually you have different click-through rates, actually depending on a lot of variables. So it's really depends. So the answer is actually like depends. Depends on the school, depends on the target market, depends on the kind of advertisement that you're doing, depends on the creative. So there is a huge actually range of click-through rates, and that's the reason why it's really important to do experiments. Doing experiments will guarantee you that you constantly selected like the kind of funnels that have the best conversion or click-through rates, and that in this way you can constantly improve and achieve really good return on investment. Okay, so Rostam is asking, are you gonna record and post this webinar on your timeline? Absolutely, yes. So actually, if you guys wanna watch our webinar, we always record it, and then we actually publish on YouTube in our channel, which is edugo.ai. So you can search on YouTube, you can find our channel. We have all the webinar there available. So I think actually later today or tomorrow, maximum our webinar will be available on YouTube and also on LinkedIn and all the other channels that you guys are following us. So the webinar will be available. So if you want to rewatch, or maybe if you join a little later, you want to see the beginning, you can rewatch the video. We're going to post it also in the LinkedIn group, the LinkedIn event group, right? So like you guys can actually watch the video. Yeah, so one thing is, if you guys have any questions about the challenge, if you guys want to know more about this challenge, you can contact us directly. You can send me a message directly on LinkedIn. You can send, you can drop some message in our website. You can contact me, you can schedule a call on Calendly. We're really looking forward to have also discussion with you and to understand exactly what are the kind of challenges that your school is facing, and hopefully find a suitable strategy for you in order to be successful in this transition to online learning and grow and acquire customers online. So Alice is saying, looks like Duolingo. Thank you, Alice, for the comment. Actually, Duolingo is actually like a platform, is the best platform for language learning in terms of like gamification. So it's really good user experience. The problem with Duolingo that many customers for many years, actually, we've done some research about that, is the personalization. So Duolingo is really good maybe for really beginners. So you need to learn numbers, you need to learn, how to say the days of the week. But once you achieve a certain level of language, the content you find in Duolingo is not any longer is relevant for your objectives. But in our platform, actually, the content is automatically generated for each student, so it's really personalized. But we try to actually have a really, let's say, gamified experience, because we know that for customers it's really important to have this kind of like games, increase a lot the student engagement. I encourage you to watch the webinar about the student engagement. We talk a lot about that. Okay. Ray would like to hook up and chat about all the other options. This session has been very informative. Well done. Thank you so much, Ray. I'm really looking forward to talk to you, and yeah, we're really looking forward to know more about your business. So Daniel is asking, is the AI adaptive learning technology you use? Is it? Yeah. So basically, we use two different kinds. One you can call is the traditional AI adaptive learning technology. What it means that the kind of content that we show to the student is changing. So two different students will see different kind of content depending on the performance in the platform. That's one kind of what's called adaptive learning, right? So you can use AI, machine learning, to learn what is the best content to show to each student, right? So that's why it's called AI adaptive learning. We use also another kind of AI technology, which is kind of more unique, because we actually generate automatically the content. So it's more like a generative content approach, which is actually really unique. I believe that in the language learning, we are the only one doing this kind of, using this kind of technology. So I encourage you to watch the webinar, or even better, to try the technology yourself, and you can see what it means. But basically, it means that the content is generated. Not only the content is adapted to this, it's not adaptive learning in terms of the content is adapted, is actually generative learning. So the content is generated for each student, which is, I think, one step forward into the personalization. Okay, Hilary is asking, if the content changes through adaptive learning AI, how does this affect groups? Wouldn't students in the same group then be doing different content? And the answer is yes and no. So actually, the content in the group, it is like students inside a classroom can see the same content, but then we have actually review lesson. So it means you have the video call, and then you have the review. Review means that the kind of your notes, but are kind of smart notes. So the notes will be adapted to the specific performance of each student. So even if you're in a group class, you can have students that have kind of different performances, or students will make mistakes in different parts of the class, and therefore the kind of review for each student will be adapted. So Inja is asking, do you have exercises ready in all languages? And the answer is, unfortunately, not for all the languages. There are right now, I believe, 4,000 languages spoken in the world, so that will be kind of a big number of languages. But we support actually Chinese language and all the European languages. So the main languages, so we support French, Spanish, Italian, German, Dutch, and so on and so forth. So if you want to, okay, Ninja is asking Dutch. So the answer is yes. Yeah, we support Dutch. So if you want, we can deploy a platform for you using Dutch, and that's completely supported. Okay, Alice is asking, can we make payments for the challenge for $50 a week? Actually, for that, we need to see. Usually, we don't allow to do that. But what we can do, Alice, is that we can actually jump on a call, and we can understand better what is your use case. Maybe you will figure out that the value we're delivering is much higher than the price, so it will be okay for you. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to talk to you about it. Daniel is asking, do you use space repetition too? Yes, we do. We use an algorithm of spaced repetition. It's called Super Memo 2, which is actually the state of the art when on spaced repetition. We do it actually for different skills. Like there are those apps like Anki that use spaced repetition. We do it actually in one layer that is more than that. It's not only about flashcards, but it's also like different skills. So it's like a kind of like multi-dimensional spaced repetition system. Yeah, okay, guys. So thank you so much for being us till the end. It's almost 1 hour, actually. That's quite a long webinar, so I'm really grateful we can spend some time together. And so I'm really looking forward to have more interactions with you. I'm really looking forward to see you in the challenge. And stay safe. And yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. And let's keep in touch.
Okay, thank you so much. If you have any more questions, I see like people dropping other questions, you can directly contact us so we can actually answer those questions. Thank you.
Thank you.